Okay, so rumors, well, I mean, not really rumors. I mean, an armor set isn't really a rumor if it was data mined. Basically, there is a lot of stuff saying that Kulturas, this little island off the coast of Hillsbrad and Gilneas and all that, there's this big speculation. They're like, hey guys, that's gonna be the next expansion. That's where the next expansion is gonna be. Okay, if it is, that's cool. But today in this video, we're going to be talking about if Kulturas will be the setting for the next expansion for World of Warcraft. Now, a few things to keep in mind. I don't want to burst anybody's bubbles, but remember, we all have to remember Eye of Azshara. Don't forget how Blizzard memed us. We basically did all this stuff to make us think it was Naga, and then they're like, oh, Legion, oh, and guess what? There's a dungeon named Eye of Azshara. Ha, got you. I remember that. I remember when people shut up after it. People haven't said anything about Eye of Azshara. So, I will mention it in this video here. Remember, just because Blizzard does something involving something doesn't mean it's gonna be something. Okay? And number two, okay, we have to remember, it's Blizzard. Now what do I mean by that? It's fucking Blizzard. Okay? Blizzard has done many things, broken many promises, shattered many dreams, because it's Blizzard. Let's not forget the raid tier that we missed out on in WoD. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that entire raid that was supposed to be with the Firelands patch back in Cataclysm. Let's not forget that stuff. Let's not forget all the stuff that was scrapped, or all the stuff that was promised but then didn't get there. Now keep in mind that the Kulturas expansion isn't promised or anything, but we should also keep in mind that it's Blizzard. Okay? Okay, and number three, because it's Blizzard, data mined info and items can always change or be unused. Like, I heard things going into Legion that how Tyrande and Malfurion were supposed to die, and all this stuff was supposed to happen. A whole bunch of characters were supposed to die, like Thrall was supposed to die at some point or something like that. I don't know. People start spreading rumors. So when it comes to data mine information, let's not assume until it's official, okay? Maybe for a model, but then again, if you data mine a model, that model may or may not be used right now. You never know. It's the same thing with armor set. It could be used for, say, catch-up gear, if Blizzard wanted to. It could be used for anything, really. So anyways, with all that said, will Kulturas be the next expansion? It is very likely that it might be a part of the next expansion. Number one, Jaina Proudmoore. Jaina Proudmoore hails from Kulturas, same as her dad. Rip in peace, my dude. Jaina's dad died, and so Jaina, would be quote-unquote a successor. I'm pretty sure she was in charge of... Is she in charge of Kulturas? I don't remember, but basically, Jaina was born on Kulturas, and we haven't seen her since the launch of Legion. So maybe that's where she went. Maybe she went there or something like that. I don't know. It's in the middle of the ocean, and if we can get anything from Il'gynoth, good old Il'gynoth, we should talk about his whispers in the video, good old Il'gynoth, he whispered and said to players when you fight him as the boss at 5 pillars, to open the way, 5 torches to light our path. So basically meaning that whatever we're doing at the Tomb of Sargeras, it's gonna, unleash the old gods or something like that. I don't know how. Maybe we'll talk about that. But basically, the pillars are gonna stop the Legion, but it's also gonna open a doorway for the old gods to come back. So, and the only old god that we haven't seen is N'Zoth, or N'Zoth. I'm gonna call him N'Zoth because I'm a cool kid. N'Zoth is the last one. He's the one imprisoned under the ocean, and since Kulturas is in the middle of the ocean, well, now, or wherever it is, or it's in the ocean, it's an island state, or whatever you want to call that. So it makes sense. It's also setting people want it. That's number three. People people love Kulturas. There's guilds on the server I play on that are all about Kulturas. There's Marines everywhere, and people are like, "Oh man, Kulturas, that'd be such a great place." Oh man. So, with all that said, will Kulturas be the setting for the next expansion? I believe it might be a zone in the next expansion. You gotta remember, Kulturas is an island, okay? Kulturas is very small, okay? Azeroth is only so big on this side of the map. Blizzard can only fit so many things before the Maelstrom is so close to Kalimdor it hurts. It already hurts me that it's uneven. Let's not put another giant-ass island there. Kulturas is a small island. It is very small. So, no. It's not going to be the official setting, but it will be a part, if that makes any sense. It's going to be like a zone. Like say, like it's going to be like an island zone, like Azuna, or you know, Broken Shore, or something like that. It'll be something like that, if anything. That's what it's probably going to be. It won't be like the entire setting. Now you could fit like maybe 2, maybe 3 zones from that little map. I'll see if I can get a picture, but there's this little map on the side of the armor. And the little map basically shows like the continent of Kulturas with like a little like skinny island thing on the bottom of it. So like maybe they could like do maybe like 3 zones, but still that's like not enough. Unless they're only going to do the level cap by like 5 instead of 10 or something like that, then Kulturas could be used as an official like setting. But other than that, I believe it'll be a small island in a scale of a larger expansion, because you got to remember, Kulturas when it's released, I'm pretty sure Blizzard will probably move it into the South Seas. It won't be where it was stated in lore, which it was between. It was in this little gulf between the wetlands and Gilneas, Hillsbrad, Arathi. It is in the little mouth of the Eastern Kingdoms, and when you fly there, there's nothing there, and really it comes down to how small the game is. The game, WoW, is very small, so I highly doubt it'll be put there, and instead Blizzard will probably move it into the South Seas or something like that. And so if it's in the South Seas and around the Maelstrom, we have all these places that we could go to. We have Kazan. We can go back to Kazan. We haven't seen Kazan since Cataclysm, Goblin Starting Zone. The Lost Isle. We can go to the Lost Isle again. We haven't seen that place since the Cataclysm. Zandalar. We haven't seen Zandalar at all. And hey, you know what? Vol'jin, people. That could be your time for Vol'jin to come back if he ever will. And you know, maybe a couple others that I'm forgetting of. But basically, Kulturas, Kazan, Lost Isle, Zandalar, all in like the ocean would be this massive South Seas expansion. Because I know I really want a South Seas expansion. I know a lot of people do too, and so that would only make sense if Kulturas would be a part of an expansion, is if it's something like that. So with all that said, with all my rambling and all that, will Kulturas be the setting of the next expansion? No, I think it won't. I'm going to be the first to say that I don't think it will. It'll be a small part of it. Okay? Let's leave it at that. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this rant, video, thought box, whatever you want to call it. If you want me to make like another video or something about this, maybe a different topic, please leave it in the comments below. I'll be sure to look and talk about it if you really want me to. And yeah, I'll see you all next time.